Hey Lakers fans, buckle up because last night was one of those games that really puts things into perspective. Watching the Los Angeles Lakers on the court, it's clear that this team is still a work in progress. They are not yet the powerhouse contender everyone hopes they could be, and this matchup against Oklahoma City proved just that. From the tip-off, it felt like the game was slipping away almost immediately. The Lakers came out with some energy, made a quick run, but it was only a brief moment of optimism. Soon enough, the Thunder's pace, athleticism, and sheer intensity completely took over, and by the time the first half ended, the scoreboard was more than just a warning. It was a statement. The deficit kept growing in a way that was hard to watch, and it's not just about the points. It's about the way the Lakers were handled on both ends of the floor. The reality is that Oklahoma City has constructed a team that thrives in today's NBA. They are fast, versatile, and they have this uncanny ability to create problems for opponents at every turn. Every possession felt like a test, and the Lakers were failing to meet it. What made it even more striking is that, historically, the Lakers have had some measure of success against the Thunder. In previous seasons, they've been able to dominate, even on the road, and at times it felt like a psychological edge. But history doesn't win games today, and the Thunder came out with a clear message. They were not sleeping on the Lakers, and they weren't about to let past losses define this matchup. Every transition, every cut to the basket, every rotation on defense seemed orchestrated to exploit the Lakers' weaknesses, and unfortunately for Los Angeles, those weaknesses were glaring. You could see the areas that need serious attention. The Lakers' perimeter defense struggled. Ball handling errors became too frequent, and there was a lack of consistency in execution that the Thunder capitalized on ruthlessly. It's not about pointing fingers at a single player. This was a collective issue. The team as a whole was outpaced and outworked. Even if LeBron James had been fully active in this particular game, the Thunder's dominance would have been hard to shake entirely. LeBron brings so much experience, size, and versatility, and while he could have mitigated some mistakes, the overall gaps in athleticism and depth would still have posed massive challenges. This is the kind of game that serves as a reality check, not just for the players, but for the organization and the fan base as well. Watching this unfold, it's impossible to ignore the structural issues that have surfaced over the years. The Lakers have talent, no doubt, but there's a clear need for reinforcements, players who can contribute on both ends, who have the agility and speed to keep up with teams like the Thunder, and who can make immediate defensive and offensive impacts. The modern NBA isn't forgiving to one-dimensional rosters. A team can have star power, but if there isn't a complement of versatile, high-energy athletes to fill the gaps, the results are going to be lopsided against squads built like Oklahoma City. It's about speed, it's about transition defense, it's about being able to recover on rotations while maintaining scoring efficiency. In this game, the Lakers fell short in every one of these categories. The offense had flashes, but it was inconsistent. The two-point game is solid, no question. There's talent in the paint, post-ups, mid-range proficiency, but the three-point shooting is where the ceiling hits a wall. Oklahoma City, while not historically known as a three-point defensive juggernaut, was able to disrupt passing lanes, contest shots, and force the Lakers into taking uncomfortable looks. Every time the Lakers tried to move the ball to generate open shots beyond the arc, the Thunder's speed and athleticism created chaos. And it wasn't just luck. This is a system designed to maximize the strengths of its players and exploit mismatches. Every rotation was precise, every closeout timed, and every drive to the rim met multiple defenders ready to collapse and convert defense into offense in a flash. It's easy to look at a game like this and think the solution is a complete overhaul, ripping apart the roster and starting fresh. But that's not realistic, nor is it necessarily what the Lakers need. Incremental adjustments, strategic additions, and a focus on versatility could completely change the trajectory of this team. A couple of well-chosen players who could defend multiple positions, provide floor spacing, and chase down every loose ball could transform the way this squad competes. The key is not just star talent, it's complementary pieces. You can have LeBron or Anthony Davis or any superstar, but without the right supporting cast, games like this will happen over and over. Watching the game, you also realize that playoff basketball will magnify some of these challenges. The pace slows, possessions become more critical, and mistakes are punished even more harshly. The Thunder style works in both regular season and playoff settings because they're disciplined, fundamentally sound, and relentless in transition. The Lakers have potential to adjust, and when fully healthy, with LeBron and other core players firing on all cylinders, they could compete at a high level. But the framework has to be there first. Athleticism, depth, defensive versatility, and shooting efficiency. These are the pillars that need to be reinforced before this team can even think about contending seriously. Even in games where the Lakers have shown promise, there's always the underlying tension of whether the team can sustain performance against elite competition. The Thunder expose gaps that fans and analysts have long discussed, gaps that may not be immediately fixable with trades or minor tweaks. It's about long-term vision and strategic moves that balance experience with athleticism, star power with complementary skill. The game was a wake-up call, and while it's frustrating to watch as a fan, it also provides invaluable data on where improvements are necessary. Every possession, every defensive rotation, every missed shot tells a story about what this Lakers team still needs to grow into. And let's not forget the mental aspect. Teams like Oklahoma City are smart. They understand confidence, momentum, and psychology. They knew coming into this game that the Lakers might have an edge historically, but they weren't letting that influence their preparation. Every dunk, every fast break, every switch on defense was a statement. We are here now, and we are playing at the top level. For the Lakers, this is both a challenge and an opportunity. Recognizing what is required to compete at this level is the first step in evolving into a team that can consistently perform against the best. The game also highlighted individual matchups that need attention. Players who struggle with defensive assignments, ball security, or pace adjustment will continue to be exposed unless adjustments are made. Coaching strategies can help, yes, but you cannot coach certain physical limitations out of players. Speed, lateral quickness, and the ability to maintain high-energy performance across 48 minutes are traits that must be embedded in the roster. The Thunder have them in abundance, and until the Lakers can replicate that with smart acquisitions or player development, games like this will continue to occur. What this game ultimately shows is that talent alone isn't enough. Depth, versatility, and modern NBA readiness are critical. The Lakers have stars, they have experience, and they have flashes of brilliance, but the Thunder displayed a level of cohesion and athleticism that the Lakers are still building toward. It's not a death sentence for the season, but it is a glaring indicator of what the team needs to become serious contenders again. Understanding these gaps, addressing them through strategic moves, and maintaining confidence through adversity are the keys for Los Angeles to move forward. Continuing from that last game, it becomes crystal clear that the Lakers are in a transitional phase. There's talent, no doubt, but talent without the proper framework is like a car without an engine. It might look fast on paper, but it's not going anywhere in reality. One of the things that stood out is how the Lakers struggled to adjust on the fly. Against a team like Oklahoma City, the speed of the game is relentless, and every mistake is magnified. Whether it's a missed rotation on defense, a turnover in the backcourt, or a contested shot at the wrong moment, the Thunder punished it. They didn't just win, they imposed their style, and the Lakers were constantly reacting instead of dictating the flow. That's a telling sign of where this team stands right now. The Lakers' weaknesses aren't hidden. They're right there for everyone to see. The lack of perimeter defense is glaring, and it has been a recurring theme for seasons now. Young, athletic wings who can switch across multiple positions are exactly the kind of players that could fix this problem, yet the roster doesn't have enough of them. And it's not just about defense, it's about pace. The Lakers often look sluggish against teams that thrive in transition, which is exactly the kind of basketball the Thunder plays. Every fast break, every early push, every loose ball is an opportunity for them to create separation. When you combine that with the Lakers' inconsistent three-point shooting, it's a recipe for a scoreboard deficit that grows faster than they can keep up with. One thing to understand is that this isn't simply a bad night scenario. Games like this reveal systemic issues. how the team is built, how rotations are handled, and where the gaps are in terms of skill and athleticism. The Lakers have star power in LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and there are capable players around them. But when the other team is quicker, more versatile, and constantly switching on defense, it forces the Lakers into uncomfortable situations. The Thunder's ability to crowd passing lanes, disrupt ball handlers, and recover instantly on defense left the Lakers scrambling. It's not a matter of effort. Every player was trying, but structural disadvantages can't be overcome by effort alone. And let's talk about the offensive limitations for a moment. The Lakers can dominate inside the paint. They have the size, the passing, and the finishing ability to make plays at the rim. But in a modern NBA game, spacing and three-point efficiency are just as important. The Lakers simply aren't strong enough from long range to punish teams like Oklahoma City when they overcommit or switch on defense. It's not just a minor detail. It's a critical gap that allows elite teams to dictate how the game unfolds. The Thunder may not have elite three-point defense statistically, but their speed and defensive rotations make it extremely difficult for the Lakers to get comfortable looks beyond the arc. That means every perimeter possession becomes a test of patience, skill, and creativity, and over the course of 48 minutes, it can crush momentum. Another layer of concern is depth. Injuries, rotations, and fatigue all play a role, and the Lakers simply don't have enough two-way players who can maintain intensity across multiple games or series. LeBron James is a phenomenal athlete, but relying too heavily on one or two superstars is never a sustainable strategy. The team needs versatile contributors, players who can guard multiple positions, shoot efficiently, and maintain pace without wearing out the stars. Without that, the Lakers risk being exposed against any team that combines youth, speed, and defensive discipline, which is precisely what happened in this game. The Thunder were relentless, and the Lakers simply could not match that level of athleticism or versatility consistently. What makes this situation more complex is that potential adjustments are obvious but not necessarily easy to execute. Adding one or two high-caliber, two-way athletes could drastically change the dynamics of this team. Whether it's a defensive specialist who can switch across multiple positions, a shooter who can stretch the floor and punish teams for leaving them open, or a versatile forward who can contribute on both ends, these additions would have immediate impact. But building around stars like LeBron and Davis requires careful planning, strategic acquisitions, and patience. It's not about flipping the roster entirely. It's about enhancing it with pieces that fit the style of play that modern NBA champions are built on: speed, athleticism, and defensive versatility. Even with all the issues, it's important to remember that this is a team with enormous potential. LeBron James brings unmatched experience and basketball IQ, and when he's on the floor at full strength, he can cover for some gaps. Anthony Davis is capable of altering games defensively and offensively when fully engaged. The challenge is creating a supporting cast that complements their skills rather than exposing weaknesses. That's why every missed rotation, every turnover, and every failed defensive assignment becomes a magnified problem when facing elite competition. The Thunder exploited these gaps brilliantly, and it's a lesson for the Lakers moving forward. Talent alone isn't enough. Cohesion, athleticism, and adaptability define whether a team can compete at the highest level. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, whispers are growing louder around the Lakers practice facility after head coach JJ Redick reportedly exploded in frustration, shouting he'll never play for the Lakers again. The statement, according to multiple sources close to the team, was directed at a prominent player, though exactly who remains a tightly guarded secret within the organization. What began as a tense exchange during a closed-door session has now spiraled into the biggest rumor swirling around the Lakers this season. Insiders describe the atmosphere as icy and on edge, with several players said to be visibly uncomfortable during team activities. Redick, known for his sharp basketball mind and outspoken nature, has never shied away from confrontation. But this time, many believe he may have gone too far. Social media has erupted with speculation, fans dissecting every post, body language, and recent bench reaction. Was a clash over minutes? A disagreement about team culture? Or perhaps frustration boiling over from the Lakers' uneven performances? No one seems to know for sure, and the front office has maintained complete silence. Yet behind that silence, murmurs suggest a deep rift that could shake the locker room's balance. Some believe REDICK is making a bold statement about accountability, setting a tone for the rest of the roster. Others think it's a sign of brewing chaos, a potential crack in the foundation of a team built on star power and high expectations. One veteran reportedly described the situation as toxic but fixable, hinting that cooler heads might still prevail. Still, as the rumor spreads through league circles, rival teams are said to be closely monitoring the situation, ready to pounce if a disgruntled star suddenly becomes available. Whether REDICK's outburst was an impulsive reaction or a deliberate message, one thing is clear: something is brewing in Los Angeles. And if history has taught us anything about the Lakers, it's that drama rarely stays behind closed doors for long. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.